I exposed the factory next door. Now it's hunting my family. Chapter 1. The Cough. My daughter started coughing blood on her 8th birthday. The doctor said it was seasonal allergies. But when I found identical symptoms in 7 kids at her school, all living near the Riverside Industrial Park, I knew. I'd inspected Riverside's chemical plant 3 years ago, passed every test, but my old boss refused to reopen the case. Let it go, Clara. You've got a pension to protect. That night, I broke into the plant's waste logs. Buried in spreadsheets, chlorine dioxide emissions 400% above legal limits. Dated the week my daughter got sick. I emailed the EPA. They replied, "No active permits for chlorine dioxide at this facility." Then, my dog died. The vet found ethylene glycol in his kidneys. Antifreeze. Same chemical spilled at Riverside last month. Accidental leak, their press release said. I stopped trusting accidents. Chapter 2. The Whistleblower. A man called at 3 a.m. "Meet me at the quarry. Bring a gas mask." Jared, a Riverside trucker, handed me a sludge sample. "They're dumping at night. Follow the tankers." His hands shook. My boys got tumors. They offered $50,000 to stay quiet. The sludge tested positive for dioxins, linked to cancer. My lawyer warned, "Without a paper trail, you're just a paranoid mom." I planted a camera in the quarry. Footage showed tankers pumping waste into a farmer's irrigation well. The farmer? Dead of a heart attack last week. Jared texted, "They know," before his Facebook went blank. His wife posted, "Jared passed peacefully." No obituary. No funeral. Chapter 3. The lockdown Riverside announced a routine drill. Sirens blared. Text alerts ordered, "Shelter in place, close windows." I drove to the plant. Guards turned me away. "Air quality issue," they said. But my Geiger counter spiked near the vents. A worker slipped me a hazmat suit's filter. Lab results. Cesium-137, radioactive. Used in medical equipment. Equipment Riverside doesn't make. That's when the threat started. A dead rat on my porch. A voicemail. "Your daughter's school has poor fire exits." I called the police. The chief laughed. "Riverside funds our K-9 unit. You really want to push this?" Chapter 4. The Exchange. A woman in scrubs approached me at the grocery store. "I treated Jared's son," she whispered. "His x-rays, the bones were dissolving. Riverside paid us to call it leukemia." She traded medical records for a plane ticket. "They're not just polluting. They're experimenting. Check Site B. Site B was a derelict warehouse. Inside, biohazard tanks labeled Project Greywind. Shipping manifests linked them to a military contractor." My phone rang. Unknown number. A distorted voice. "Leave now or we'll add your house to the next burn zone." I ran. Behind me, flames engulfed Site B. Chapter 5. The Surrender. The EPA shut down Riverside. Headlines cheered, "Corporate crime stopped!" But the victory felt hollow. 3 days later, my tap water fizzed. The lab found perfluorinated compounds used in chemical weapons. "Untreatable," they said. "Don't shower. Don't cook." Riverside's CEO held a press conference. "We'll fund clean water for affected families." Crowds applauded. Nobody noticed his smirk. That night, men in unmarked vans pumped neon green liquid into hydrants. The mayor called it pipe maintenance. My daughter's cough returned. Chapter 6. The Truth. I tracked the green liquid to a Blacksite Solutions facility. Their website, Innovations in Urban Pest Control. A janitor let me in. "They're testing gene erase," he said. "Kills rats by rewriting their DNA. Human trials start next month." I found invoices. Riverside County Water Supply, gene erase phase 3. The janitor vanished. His LinkedIn now says, passionate about fishing. Last login, 2021. I uploaded everything to Reddit. The post was removed in 12 minutes. A text arrived, gene erase activation, 72 hours, enjoy the show. Chapter 7. The Protocol. I hacked BlackSite's employee portal using Jared's old login. Buried in Project Greywind files, Gene Erase Protocol 9, a population-level toxicity reset. A video showed rats convulsing, their organs liquefying. The timestamp, 72 hours from now. I called every news station. None answered. Then a producer DM'd me. Meet at the old radio tower. Bring proof. She wore a wire. I saw it glint when she hugged me. They threaten my kids, she whispered, slipping me a burner phone. Run! They're jamming signals citywide. The phone had one contact. Echo. Echo's message. BlackSite server farm is under the football field. Overload it with this code. I rerouted the stadium lights to fry their grid. For 6 glorious minutes, Gene Erase's countdown froze at 12,000. Then backup generators roared. A text from Echo. They adapted. 48 hours left. Chapter 8. The Outbreak. The first case was a jogger collapsing on Main Street. News called it a heat stroke. The ER nurse I bribed sent photos, skin sloughing off in sheets. I drove to the water treatment plant. Guards dragged barrels labeled BlackSite Stabilizer into the pumps. I snapped photos. They saw me. A chase through the sewer tunnels. My GPS tracker led them away, straight into a methane pocket. The explosion made headlines. Gas leak tragedy. Echo sent coordinates to a bunker. Inside, vials of Antidote X, dusty and expired. A note. Delay symptoms, not cure. 80% mortality rate. I injected my daughter. She screamed. When the fever broke, her eyes were glassy. They're in the rain now, she whispered. I checked the weather app. Acid rain forecasted nationwide. Epilogue, the countdown. They're in our water, our blood, our rain. I'm writing this from a bunker Echo's code unlocked. My daughter's asleep beside me, her skin mottled but stable, for now. If you're reading this, seal your windows. Gene Erase binds to moisture. Avoid hospitals. Triage tags mark carriers for disposal. Find Echo's dead drops. USB drives taped under bus seats, park benches, porta potties. The vials bought us days, not decades. They'll call this a hoax, a prank. But when the thunderstorms start, when your neighbors cough up black mucus, remember, they didn't silence me. They just made the sky their lab.